Breaking news about the horrific murder of a 20-year-old mom who was shot point blank while pushing her baby in a stroller. A law enforcement source telling Fox News the NYPD is looking for a person of interest, the victim's ex-boyfriend, Isaac Argro, in what is believed to be a domestic violence murder. The mother of the victim is blaming the city for failing to protect her daughter, saying the family called numerous times in the past for her protection. Mayor Eric Adams rushing to the scene last night and making guns the focus earlier today. He announced the nation's first DNA gun crimes unit. Watch here.
We know that there are too many guns on our streets. We're seeing the sickening reality of the overproliferation of guns and the obsession of using guns in our country. And as mayor and as a former police officer, I am dedicated to stopping this madness.
Greg, this is horrific. Once again, we have to talk about something that could have been prevented.
Well, you know, the thing is, he shows up at every tragedy, every murder scene, and I get it. That's what you're supposed to do. And then he tells you that it's bad, right? And that it's always this problem. But it says this to you. It says you that police usually do show up after the crime is already committed, which is why when you catch a criminal, you should be keeping them behind bars. That's our first mistake. And the second point, you need prevention. And what's prevention? You need cops on the beat. I remember living in this city and seeing police on almost every street. You don't see that anymore. I feel like you see more homeless, drug-addicted zombies than cops by a long shot. And third and finally, you got to listen to the people when they say they're threatened. They knew who this guy was. She had been abused by this guy, and yet the system screwed her. She's dead. The baby's got no mother, no father.
Judge, the suspect was just identified, and it was given to Fox News, but he's not been arrested yet.
Well, what's interesting about this, and besides the tragedy and the horror of it all, you've got a 3-month-old baby who was, in a stroller on a summer night in what was once the safest big city in the United States. The mother is just shot dead, execution style. It's a domestic violence homicide. It has all the earmarks of it. The mother had been beaten when she was pregnant and 6 months pregnant. Okay, and domestic violence increases in intensity and frequency as time goes on. So anyone who knows that woman knows that if he's going to beat her 6 months pregnant, he's going to really take care of her when she's not pregnant. She called the police. She went to court. She was in a shelter for battered women. She did everything she was supposed to do, and the system failed her. Yep. The police failed her. Now, I don't know if she ever got to court, if she ever got an order of protection, if he was ever charged with a crime. I don't know. But what I do know right now is that in New York City, it is open season. And we've got a mayor who, as Greg rightly says, shows up after the crime. And you know what? I don't see the mayor as a cop. I see him as an ideologue, because he says there are more guns in our cities, it means more lives lost. First of all, he's wrong about that. There are studies that say that states with higher gun ownerships have fewer gun murders. We've also got the Crime Prevention Research Center shows that concealed handgun permit holders are extremely law-abiding. That's number one. Number two, can we hear from the Governor Hochul? Sure. I want to address that one.
Let's play that, please.
Do you have the numbers to show that it's the concealed carry permit holders that are committing crimes?
I don't need to have numbers. I don't have to have a data point to say that this is going to matter. All I know is I have a responsibility to the people of this state to have sensible gun safety laws.
You have a responsibility to people of New York State. Your responsibility then is to go after Carl Heastie and Andrea Stewart-Cousins and sign a law that puts these criminals in jail when they commit a crime. Stop with the ideological nonsense. The truth is, when she says I don't need numbers, she doesn't know the reality. It is law-abiding citizens with guns who are going to protect themselves, and not cops, because you tied their hands behind their backs.
Jessica, this is causing a lot of people to decide to leave liberal cities, not just New York, but certainly we've seen that the statistics of people leaving New York is stark. And it wasn't just COVID.
No, there was that data that came out just this week about it. I think it was in Axios, the report about it. This is something that I think started maybe for a lot of people because of COVID restrictions, and now is continuing, or for people who stuck it out and are looking around and saying, oh, my rent just got hiked 25 to 35%. It doesn't feel safe here. I don't know if it's necessarily the best educational system for my kids. That's a big point that people are making who are considering, whether they want to do charter schools or pods or whatever it might be. I grew up here. I went to high school on 89th and Park Avenue. That's 6 blocks away from where this happened. It's truly frightening. It's not just happening here. It's happening all over the country. We had the woman who was pushing her baby, and the guy drove into them, and she managed to.
Yes.
I don't know how she pulled that off.
That was Los Angeles.
That was incredible in LA. We need real policy positions that can become actionable. There are a lot of ideas percolating around. Mayor Adams has put things out there. We need to see how they work. In terms of the concealed carry permits, I agree with Governor Hochul insofar as that New Yorkers, and in New York City, for instance, there's just a discomfort with there being a lot of guns around, and she will continue to make people.
Yeah.
No, it's not good. I don't want to feel uncomfortable, but certainly saying I don't need a number, you do need. You do need the numbers, and we know that the people who are committing these crimes are criminals.
She should have had a concealed carry permit.
If someone is going to burglarize a house, they're not going to a house where there's a gun. So if they know there's a gun there, they're not going in.
Jesse Waters,
you'll learn to be comfortable. We get the post delivered to the apartment every day, and this is on the front page. And I'm picking up, and I open it up, and Emma sees it across the breakfast table, and she goes, "What does that say?" And she looks at where this happened. This is a 20-minute walk from our apartment, and she goes, "Jesse, I want to move."
Yep.
And that's just her speaking from the heart, because this was, I think, last month, 3 blocks from my apartment, they had the guy in all black chasing the guy on the street, stabbing him. So a couple more of these, and I'm moving to Westchester, upstate, New Jersey, God help me. And because between COVID and crime, people do not want to live in the city anymore. And forget, if I'm wrong, correct me. If this guy's beating his wife or his girlfriend, and if he has a handgun, shouldn't that be red flagged away? I mean, right?
We don't have red flag gloves. Yeah.
In New York, we don't have a red flag. I thought we had a red flag in New York.
I guarantee you that gun is not legal.
Okay, but either way, if it was legal, it should have been taken from him. I don't like how Adams talks. Why are you reading?
Okay.
Why are you reading from notes? He should be speaking from the heart.
Right.
He sounds like Pierre, the woman at the White House press secretary. You should be out there pouring your heart out to people instead of looking down and saying how much you care and how bad guns are. I don't trust this guy.
Up next, the liberal New York Times warning the Democrats to stop going woke or face a beatdown at the ballot box.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.